So it's been a while, a really, really long time since I made one of these vlogs, and it's well, I never made them like this commentary style, but I always wanted to make commentary style videos because I used to watch Pyrocynical and all these other YouTubers that were doing it back in the day, and some of them are obviously banned. It's a fun concept. I think it takes all the tense aspects of life away from it, and it gives you something to focus on and someone to chill with while you're listening to them. So the reason why I'm doing this right now is because I am taking a huge risk. A risk that could either put me in the worst place of my life or put me in the highest place. You see, when I was 12 years old, I used to love watching PewDiePie and this other YouTuber named Brookgoinda. Every time that I would get home from school, which has always been and still is the most hated place of my life. It was never fun. Even though I met some friends there, I never felt like they were something apart from school. Nowadays, things are a bit more different. I have people who don't actually feel like they have goals within the confines of their academic careers. So I have a lot of similar people like me around me that are trying to find a way out of this system. Now, the problem with being a kid like me is you'll get disassociated from life pretty easily because you're always trying to find a way to actually get out of this place. You're always trying to find a way out in order to, feel safe, feel relaxed. Always trying to find a way out of the life that I'm living has connected me with video games. While I was, watching PewDiePie and Brookgoinda back in the day, I found a new way to look at video games. When PewDiePie was playing scary games and he was actually having fun while being scared, I realized that, you know what? I think video games can be fun no matter the category. I would not play scary video games back in the day because they were kind of like forbidden, because I was a child, obviously. And even when I was watching PewDiePie and I saw him having fun while playing horror games, it changed my perspective. That really got me into video games and games that usually PewDiePie would play. I would have my channels like Furkanoin, where I would play webcam games and, other simple games that every single computer can handle because I didn't have a powerful computer back in the day. A few years passed, I still did not had a really, really powerful computer, but the system that I had gave me the opportunity to play games and record them at the same time. So I used to play games from companies like Puppet Combo or games from other big game companies that everybody would play. But since I was always a person who would always loses his routine because of other people's opinions, I would always stop at a point. I had this big concept, for example, back in the day where I would be making fighting game videos in Turkish because I wanted to bring something in Turkey where no other person had done before. And, for all of my life, I was really good at fighting games. A few years passed, Furkanoin, Big Fist, and now Bad X-Men, and then, same channel but the name change. Kickstick is my home. I'm not gonna lie, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of the consequences of my decisions, but at the same time, I feel like a prophet to a lot of people around me. I feel like there's a lot of people in this life that are hopeless, that do not know what their goals should be, that have lost track in life because of their parents' poor decisions. And if I succeed in this life situation, I think a lot of people will feel empowered and be like, oh shit, you know what? Kickstick has done it. Why don't I do it? So, because of that, for the last few days, I've been trying to get on a schedule. I've been trying to make videos every week, and I kind of increased that schedule. I think I've been making like 3 videos a week, at least for the first week. And I don't give a single flying fuck about where I am in life, because all I care about is where I will be in. If I lose my house, if I lose my computer, I'll use my phone. If I lose my phone, I'll use someone else's phone. But some way, somehow, I will find a way to actually achieve my goals. If I don't have anything, I'll go back to school. I don't care about how much time I have in my hands. My main goal in life right now is to be a successful YouTuber, and I will do that. Because let's be honest, even though parents do not want to admit it nowadays, a university diploma, no matter how good it is, doesn't mean a fucking shit. They already have people who got a university diploma, and they're now looking for people who have other skills on top of the diploma. Content creation is really passionate for people. Like, for example, I really like content creation because I have someone that actually cares about me. Because when I look at the comment section and I see people say stuff like, oh my god, dude, like, good job, you're doing really good, oh my god, like, I really like this video, it just makes my whole day. That's what keeps me going in life. A few years ago, I lost everything in life. When I went to Canada, I thought I was going to have a successful career, and my grandfather passed. I thought this could be one of those things where I could get over it, but a few years earlier, I saw my other grandpa in a hospital, and before that I haven't seen him in years, and when I say years I mean decades even. When I saw him, because of his health issues, he wasn't remembering anyone, and when he saw me, he remembered me instantly, and everybody started crying, and I didn't know it at the time, so I asked my aunt. I was like, well, what happened? Why is everyone crying? And she said, he hasn't recognized us for months, even though we've been near his side. But as soon as he saw you, he remembered you. He remembered you by name even. So I felt really bad for him. After a while, he passed away. The other one, that was my mother's father. That happened so suddenly. It just shook me to my core, and then nobody around me has understood it. They thought that I used my grandpa's death as a way to escape school. That whole thing that happened, it happened in a way where it was also the start of the pandemic, because I had so many things. I almost lost my teeth as well. So there was a lot of things going on, and at the time I had a girlfriend and I had to lie to her. I was like, you know what, I gotta be honest with you, I don't feel the same thing and stuff like that. I had to lie to her so that she wouldn't remember me, and I had to come to my country because I gotta be honest, the reason why I returned to my country is because of my mom. I was talking to her on the phone, and she said, you know what, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on out there. You should come back. In a pandemic like this, we don't know what's gonna happen. And I told her, like, oh, don't worry, I found a job, which I actually did. This was before I broke up with my girlfriend, and I said, you know, I'm gonna work with my girlfriend's father. He works in construction. And she said, it doesn't matter, don't worry, I'll take care of you when you come here. And I was at a really, really sensitive spot in my life. It's a bit hard for me to explain this stuff, by the way, because I haven't really been opening up the stuff. So I come back to my country, and the thing that I see is things were not there weren't as it seemed to be. I'm sorry, I'll probably reveal everything, you know, in the next few years when I actually become completely independent, because I do still live with my mother. But you know, when I am, I'll probably explain everything, don't worry. Not even probably, I'll explain everything. Right now I can't do that. The last thing that I want is to make this YouTube thing harder. So I'm sorry guys about that, but I can talk about other subjects. My whole life fell apart, and I needed something to keep me going. For a few months, I tried YouTube. I did some really great videos. Oh my god, actually, you know what? I did a lot of videos, come to think of it. But yeah, I always had something that kept me off track. I always had something to do, because my mom doesn't understand social media. I always tell her, like, you know what, this is not like another job. I don't have a boss that tells me what I need to do in a specific time. I have to be my own boss. I have to decide my own goals. So she was like, oh, don't worry, just go to university. Your programs are already easy. I chose translation. Actually, she chose translation. I was just like, whatever. Funnily enough, we have to go to university exams, and I think if I didn't went to university back in the day, I would have probably struggled a lot more. So right now, I feel like I'm at like peak YouTube. Because even though I don't upload videos as much, I constantly search about YouTube. I constantly look up like what I need to do in order to become famous on YouTube and stuff. So it's kind of a good thing that in a way God protected me in certain ways. I listen to my gut a lot, and I think it's a good thing that I did. Because of that, I feel like now is actually the time where I'm okay with taking any risks. I'm not afraid of anything, and this is the goal that I've been waiting for the last oh my god, I thought it was 9. For the last 10 years. It's crazy that I feel so confident in myself. I have such a great foundation when it comes to knowledge on social media, where like I can see stuff in other YouTubers' channels, where like, you know, when certain YouTubers like Linus Tech Tips, for example, when they get famous, they don't really understand the system anymore because there are so many people working for them. Those are the people who have no idea how YouTube or any other social media works. I'm at the stage where I understand like the original creators. So I'm going to do my best to, not even best, I'm going to be successful. This time it's the thing. It's just like I have so many people around me that are always like putting me down, that are like, oh, even my own mom. She's telling me stuff that are putting me down. And she's always telling me stuff like, oh, there's no way you're going to be successful off of YouTube. And I ask her, like, why? She tells me, well, because you don't have what it takes. You don't understand YouTube. Look at all these other people. They get famous so quickly. She doesn't realize those are like those industry plant people. The people that actually bought their views, the people that the industry actually makes, like they are the children of like known people or like friends. And it's not just my mom as well. I have other relatives that don't understand a single thing about social media, but they feel so entitled to talk about it and put me down on it. Like I'm okay with people having opinions about stuff that they believe in. I think everybody should have that, but going on a level where they say stuff like, why are you even trying? You're not gonna, you know, these are not opinions, right? These are just like insults, softcore insults. Because it's another thing to just say something like, you know what? So you do this, that, and this, and because of that, you're not going to be successful. That's constructive criticism. But when you say stuff like, you don't have what it takes, and you don't explain what it is that I need to take, my English is fucking falling apart, then it's not going to help me. You just want to fucking hurt me. People don't understand me. If I'm not my own boss, then I'll just be forgotten. I want to make my generation proud, and I want to make so many people that are like me, and so many people that feel desperate, that need a motivation. I want to be an idol, and I don't care what the fuck it takes to be that person.